Warm greetings. This is Sir Jef. We are continuing again with ratios. Today we are moving to efficiency ratios, right? When we are talking of efficiency ratios, we are referring to those ratios that measures the ability of the management to efficiently manage the resources. And when we are talking of efficiency, we are mainly referring to the ability of the management to use resources wisely without wasting the resources. Okay, but how do you measure the efficiency? You can calculate these four ratios that we have. The first one, you can calculate what we call the inventory turnover. How do you calculate the inventory turnover? The inventory turnover is equal to cost of sales over value of inventory, right? This ratio is measured in times. It measures the number of times inventory is bought and resold in each period. So it means how many times have you bought the inventory and then sold it? The idea here is to minimize the opportunity cost of holding a lot of inventory. Okay, so you need to minimize the number of inventory that you are holding. Remember, the opportunity cost of holding inventory is the capital that you could have invested in other activities that could be profitable. So you need to minimize the amount of what inventory that you're holding. So the higher the rate, the better. So if you calculate the rate of inventory turnover, if it's higher, it's 15, 20, 30, 100 times, the better. Okay. Then we have what we call inventory turnover ratio in days. This is calculated as follows. It's a value of inventory over cost of sales. You multiply by 365 days. So your answer will be in days. It measures the average number of days capital is tied up in inventory. So it means we are measuring the average number of days capital is tied up in what? Inventory. So the lower the figure, the better, okay, in this case. Then the other one is days sales in receivable ratio. It's trade receivable, which is our credit customers, multiplied by 365, we divide the answer by credit revenue. Take note, this is credit what? Revenue. You need to take note, this is what? Credit revenue, okay? Then you need also to be very careful on this one. Let me just get something to indicate. On this one, we're saying you need to take note that these are credit what? Credit revenue. It measures how long it takes for the business to recover payments from credit customers. So the receivable days, we are measuring how many days are we allowing our credit customers to repay us. The shorter the days, the better credit control measures in the business. Okay, so it means if you calculate the days and you find that the days are 60 days, it means you are allowing your customers approximately 2 months to then pay you after buying goods on what? On credit. Then we move on to what we call credit days credit taken or payable ratio. Okay, this is calculated as follows. Trade payables, these are our credit suppliers. We multiply by 365, divide by credit purchases. So it means the interpretation, it measures the period of credit being taken from supplier. So in this case, we are saying how much credit period are we given by our suppliers under the payable ratio. Then under the receivable ratio, we're saying how much time are we giving to our credit customers? Okay, I think this is this for now. What I need you to remember is that when we are calculating efficient ratios, you need to remember the formula. After the formula, you need to remember the interpretation, and you need also to be in a position to then attempt activity 2.0, okay, where they're giving you so let's move on to required. What you are expected to do today is you need to calculate the following ratios, the credit sales for this one using activity 2.0. You need to calculate this, and that will be that. Okay, we meet again in our next ratio when we be calculating more of the profitability ratios.